What's going on, you bunch of cool kids? Back in the shop again today, working on the nav as per usual. I've finished the sliders and they are ready to go away for powder coating, but I'm going to do some other additional bar work to the car before they go away so I can send it away with them. So I'm up the back of the car at the moment. Now this is my rear bar that you guys have all seen the video on how I made it. Bit of a pre-runner style bar after I did the chop. So yeah, that's kind of how it is now. Really high clearance, which I love. It doesn't get hung up on anything. It's got a high clearance tow bar that I made for it as well. But I don't really like the way that the side plate is executed here, the side bar. So I'm going to add on some additional bar work, something a little bit like that is what I'm thinking. The tube is a little bit undersized, as you can see, and it's just a spare bit that was laying around. I'm just trying to work out how exactly I want to do this. So basically it'll be kind of like this and notched at the end. Then it goes onto that, weld that together, and then there'll be a bend here, not quite 90 degrees, comes back into the side of the recovery point here. That's the plan. I'm gonna have a bit of a play around with it, see what I can do. Now I also need to get some mud flaps on the back of this thing. I've got a plan. I do have a plan. I could buy an aftermarket kit and bolt it all on, and you know, that's a backup plan, but I do have another plan based on some of factory parts that I pulled off the nav before I did the tub chop. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on today. A little bit of a play around with some bar work, a little bit of mud flap action. Let's have a bit of a play in the shop. This is what I've come up with so far. Basically just a bar that insets a little bit from the main tube on the top. Has a little bit of a kick down, but not too much, just enough to give it some angle. And then it'll kick back up in there and it'll be welded flush to that bar. So just something to give it a little bit of angle on the back, give it a little bit of shape basically. So let's go back, show you guys what I'm talking about. Kicks down just a little bit. I didn't want it to be too much so that it stops me from having all of that clearance, which is exactly why I did the tub chop. So this is only adding a very small additional amount of material. And up the back here, stays the same. Nothing's going to change up the back. It's purely just going to be that side bar. So yeah, pretty happy with how that side's coming up. I'll probably just notch it out a little bit more, get it to be a tighter fit on that end, and then I will go ahead and do the exact same thing and match it to the other side. That's the factory mud flap mounted. It's obviously a little bit too small for the track of the Maxxis razors. The razors are a little bit wider than factory, as you can see. So I may have to get a wider mud flap, but there's definitely something there now, at least that I can mount them onto. So what I ended up doing, finishing everything off, was putting, see if we can get some light in here, there we go. So there's two screws up the top there. I just drilled some holes, put some nut certs in. That was all good. Yeah, cut out that center section, giving it a little bit more room on this rib, and then tucked the factory paneling back up inside this panel here on the tub. So that's it, and then I drilled a couple more holes for the mud flap itself to go into and put some nut certs in. So yeah, it's very rigid, it's not going anywhere. This is what it was before, and that's what it is now. So it's better than having nothing on there, but I don't think it's 100% ideal with that not covering all of the tyre. But it's something. think it's about time for an update. So, there's nothing. I've ripped off the rear bar. I've taken that off because I've got those lower bars that I've bent up, the tubes, so now I've just got to weld them onto the rear bar. Now, the mud flaps, as you can see, there's nothing there, and that's because I've been painting them up. So they were, oh hey buddy.
How's it going, man?
So they've been painted, so I painted them up black basically, just because they were white, grey, and a mixture of surface rust, I think, from memory. So I've just given them a bit of a primer coat and then a black coat. So probably about 3 coats I think I've done on these. Light coat, medium coat, and then a cover coat. Got half the bush in my chassis. Alright, I've definitely had some fun off-road in this thing, that's for sure. So let's go over into the Fab Lab and have a bit of a look what's going on. We're in the Fab Lab. So here is the rear bar. And yeah, it's definitely been well used. I have put this thing through its paces since I put it on. Now I've got these tubes that I've bent up, just a little bit of a kick, giving it some angle like I said. That's the other one. And I've started ripping back the Raptor liner using a flapper disc. So it's coming up okay, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna keep doing now. I'm just gonna keep sanding that back, ready to glue these tubes to other tubes, things and stuff.
Nah, boots, broom, no mileage. When I pop out like light, polished, briefcase, no wallet. Just blew a bag like Scotsman, killed that. In the AM, going real fast. UK, honey, at the drill that bondsman. Bailed out, no conflict. Might have said I love her, but I never made a promise. She want seed, told her nothing in a blossom. Badging me for info at the shipper to Wisconsin. Only good for the lozenge. My whole contact list hit it, I don't even want it. Sing, show the jet love, but it never meant much. Never make decisions off a head rush. I've been down to 10 bucks. IRS kept track for 10 months. Had to switch how I went about it. Dues paid, collected all the loose change that I had left. Blew it on a new game. Set the high score, played it in machine stops. King's Cross, had to reconnect the way the jeans start. And get the D done. They expected me to switch when I receive love. Gotta let the marathon run its natural course. I can feel the force. Knocking, boots, broom, no mileage. When I pop out like lightness. Polished, briefcase, no wallet. Just blew a bag like Scotsman, killed that. In the AM, going real fast. UK, honey, at the drill that bondsman. Bailed out, no conflict. Might have said I love her, but I never made a promise. I should be ashamed, man, I've said it to a few birds. Made them think that they was mine, gave them new purrs. And attention, it got to their head quick. Will I ever learn? That's a good question. Damn, a lot of pressure, so I gotta pop. And I love it like I kinda pop. Sorry that y'all gotta watch. BKT's up on the truck. The boys are counting on me, need to make it out the mud. So for them, I get the D done. When I receive love, you know the whole team up. That's why I let the marathon run its natural course.
There it is, the bar work is on the NP300. So, long story short, we did a full fitment video, myself, Sean, and Lockie. We came in here one afternoon after we got the bar work back from Razlar Engineering for the powder coating. Shout out to those guys, they've done a cracker job. We did a full fitment video showing you guys how this goes on, first impressions, all of that good stuff. But I lost the footage. So devastating. I went up to the high country for a recent trip and I lost an SD card up there which had all of the footage on it. Stupidly, I didn't upload it to the PC like I normally do as soon as I film something, so it lost all the footage. It is absolutely devastating, but we're gonna carry on, we're gonna push on anyway, and I'm going to do a reveal on the bar work today and show you a close-up bit of footage of how it all came up and how it looks. Spoiler alert, it is awesome. We've also got some more bar work things coming from Razlar Engineering as well. So Shawnee, the owner of S&M Engineering, where I work, so shout out to S&M Engineering as well. If you guys need any vehicle engineering done, modifications, street cars, four-wheel drives, get in touch with us, we can help you out guys. We can look after you with any modifications and keep you safe and engineered on the road. But Shawnee, getting back to it, has purchased a short wheelbase Nissan Patrol Y60, little shorty, tough rig. It's going to be a full bush car. We're planning on doing a turbo kit for the TB42 that's in there that's had an EFI conversion. So we're gonna tinker around with that. Lots of things could change, but we have purchased a turbo. We've got some manifolds there and we're gonna have a bit of a play around and see if we can get some more power out of those TB42 6-cylinder petrols. And it's gonna get a full bar work kit, some awesome suspension underneath it. We've got some on the way, which is really, really cool stuff. So we'll do a full fit up of the suspension. And yeah, full bar work from Razlar Engineering, obviously, which I'll reveal in a video coming very, very soon. But for now, let's get stuck into checking out the nav and its bar work and how it's all come up. So the bar work is looking really good in my opinion. Don't know what you guys think. You can let me know in the comments below what you guys reckon of the bar work updates on the nav. But it's also performing really well. So you can see there and also underneath, it's copped a solid hit and a graze right on this point, which is exactly what these bars are intended to do. So it stopped dead in its tracks. It stopped the vehicle from moving further down onto the obstacle and potentially damaging other components underneath the car. So that has done its job, and much the same, the sliders have copped some hits on both sides. So right there, that's a really good demonstration of how whatever that was would have come straight up into the vehicle's sill instead of hitting that point on the slider. And it's actually marked and copped a really good hit right there on the welded point where that brace is going from one side to the other. And yeah, some rashes there from rocks and whatnot. The bracing is absolutely doing its job and stopping the slider from moving. The other side, it's really sunny over the other side of the car, so it's hard to show you, but the other side has copped even more hits. To be honest with you, it's got a lot more rashes and scrapes and things under the bottom where it's been grazed up against rocks and whatnot, obstacles off-road. I think it's also worth mentioning because it's a really cool bit of kit. You may have noticed since I've been panning around the vehicle showing the bar work, I've got the new ATI All-Terrain Industries recovery hitch in there. It's a 5-ton rated aluminium recovery hitch. And yeah, it's a really good bit of gear. So if you need to do a recovery from the back of the vehicle, I've got some points on either side of the bar, but it's good to have one central point where I can put my soft shackle through and help with doing any recoveries or stuff like that you need to do. But it's a really good, well-finished product, and it even comes with a cool carry case as well. So yeah, that's a good product from All Terrain Industries. They're actually coming out with some really good stuff on the market. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for those guys as more products progressively come out from that business. So yeah, really cool. So that is an absolute wrap on the bar work for now. I say for now because there could be some more changes coming to the bar work later on. Who knows? I am tempted to do front and rear scrub rails or just front scrubbies. I don't know. I'm tempted by it. I mean, all it would take is bending up a little bit more tube, a little bit more powder coating, unbolting things, bolting them back up, test fitting, welding. Like, it's a big process, but you know what? Nothing stops me from doing new stuff to the nav. So if you think I should do scrub rails or any other bar work on the nav, drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you reckon. I'm tempted. I really am tempted. Anyway, that is an absolute wrap for this video. As I was saying, I hope you guys enjoyed this series of bar work. Big shout out to Shawnee. Thanks heaps for the help on the bar work, mate. Really appreciate it. It's come up absolutely solid. And yeah, stay tuned for more content. There is so much more modifications coming for the nav, and also that GQ build of Sean's I told you about. So the Shorty, if you're into GQs, if you're into patrols, shorties, anything custom, hit that subscribe button, the bell notification as well, and it'll let you know as soon as a video drops. For the touring fans out there, I've got a lot of touring content on its way in very soon upcoming videos. I'm actually going to be towing something with the nav and doing a bit of camping, off-roading, touring, and yeah, some really cool stuff. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and you will get notified as soon as those videos dropped. Heaps of off-roading coming as well. So just off-roading with the boys, going out, hitting some hard tracks. We're hopefully going to be hitting harder tracks now with the nav that I've got the bar work on there. Anyway, that's a wrap, guys. I really appreciate you checking out this video. Stay tuned for more upcoming content, and yeah, thanks for stopping by. See you in the next one.
Boots broom on Miley. When I pop out like likeness. Polished, briefcase, no wallet. Just blew a bag like Scotsman. Killed that. In the AM going real fast. UK honey at the drill that bonds me. Bailed out, no conflict. Might have said I love her, but I never made a promise.